She is Reyka Gama herself. Please welcome the incredible Kim Engelbrecht. Oh my gosh. You are just magic. I got, obviously everyone got to see the very first episode of Reyka. A very, very, I imagine, difficult story to tell for you personally, because there's so many parts to it, right? There's Reyka's personal issues, and then there's a story that she's dealing with a serial killer who's on the loose that she has to find. And in the last episode, the first episode, we got to see how dark all of this actually is. Talk us through the process of getting ready to play Reyka.
Firstly, like intrinsically, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Firstly, like Reyka is basically three stories, like you said. It's a cop drama, number one, about a criminal profiler on the hunt for a serial killer in KwaZulu-Natal. And then it's a family drama about a daughter trying to have a relationship with her mom, and also Reyka trying to have a daughter with her daughter, who is the exact same age as she was when she was taken. And then the third story is her trying to have some sort of a weird, obsessive kind of rekindling of a relationship with the person that took her when she was 12 years old. Yeah. So it's like, so it's procedural, it's family drama, and then there's the strange, convoluted, odd love story on the backdrop of all of that.
Yeah, very odd. Which actually brings me to my next question. I think I read somewhere that you said meeting Iain Glen you were a little bit starstruck the first time you met him. What was it like playing with him as Spielman?
I think at the beginning, anybody would be starstruck. You know, everybody watched Game of Thrones, and you have respect for this actor, and he's all the way overseas, and now he's in South Africa. You know, I think you just become like a little bit of a child when you meet somebody that you've watched for so many seasons on TV, you know, and then eventually working with him, it was just so lovely, you know. He kind of like, I found out everything about him, like his life, his career. I was just really fascinated with him, and also I was really fascinated with his drive and his ability to continue acting for so many years and still be so immersed and so like 100% available when he was able to do his scenes. I asked him, I remember, on our last day, like, why does he? Well, okay, what do you want to ask? What do you want to say?
No, continue.
I can see you wanted to say that. I was asking him, like, how does he keep doing it? It was an intense scene, and he was on the. I don't want to give anything away, but it was an intense, heavy, physical scene, and I was like, why do you keep doing this? Like, you know what I mean? You're a respectable person. Why do you put yourself through this? Like, it's emotional torture. It's draining.
And what was his answer?
He was basically, in a nutshell, saying that everybody was there for a reason, you know. The lighting department spent all of those hours designing it. You know, the directors there perfecting everything. The writers spent years to write it, you know. So all you need to do is you need to arrive. It's all kind of like, you know, for you.
It's a show coming together for you and for you to perform. He was really down to earth. I mean, on sets, I saw him walking just barefoot, just randomly walking barefoot, and you think somebody of his stature would behave differently, and it was beautiful to watch. And speaking of lighting, it was so beautifully shot. I think we haven't seen anything like it come out of South Africa. What was it that attracted you, though, to do Reyka?
I got asked to audition for this in 2018, and then the story and the whole project disappeared off my radar for a while, and then resurfaced again in 2020 when the world was in a crazy frenzy. So I think it was just about the right timing, you know. Everything had stopped. Nobody was really working. Nobody was really performing. And then luckily this kind of all worked out perfectly. I was grounded. I was supposed to be abroad during that time. And I was in South Africa, and, you know, and everything just kind of fell into place. But also just because it was an interesting story. It was very female driven. There was something very odd and strange, and that I couldn't really put my finger on about Reyka, about her personality, because she's like pretty paradoxical. So she's not just one thing, she's many things. She's here, she's there, you know, you can't really place her. And it also made me not as judgmental toward her. I just kind of wanted to observe her and see where she was gonna go.
Was it difficult for you to be fully immersed in Reyka at any point in the shooting process? Just because it's such a scary story, just because, you know, I imagine you invested so much time and effort into getting ready for it. Were there moments where you were afraid that you wouldn't do it justice?
100%. I think 100%, yes. I think everybody just wanted to do such a great job. But I don't think I let it get to myself. But I did know that it was important, and I needed to put in the time and the effort. And all I could do was just that. Prep as much as possible, and then whatever happens on the floor, happens on the floor. Z comes with his own information. Kat comes with her own information. You arrive on set. You give me something different, and then you kind of have to. You got to make it all work, So you have your preconceived ideas of what you think is going to happen, and all those pressures you have, and then you just kind of let it flow on the floor.
Well, you did an incredible job. I had the time of my life running through the cane fields with you. And we were complimenting just makeup and how incredible their work was. I was freaked out. Were there moments you were freaked out in the cane fields?
Maybe. I think that very first day when I got onto set and there was a snake wrangler walking in front of me, because nobody had told me. Did you know? Did you know that there was...
No, I had no idea. But there was, did you hear about Z, who's the director of the show, how he came across, I think it was an anaconda, it was?
No, I don't think that? No, maybe, I think it was a black mamba.
Yeah, it's even worse, because those kill people. Yeah. But no, I had no idea.
Of it, but it was a little bit further away from us, I remember, on that day. And then the Solly had pushed it away. But the reality of it is it's intense, just to be able to, just seeing that person on set every day with us, you have a job to do. And then I started realizing that whatever he was moving away out of the way for us can come back.
Yeah.
A snake moves. So maybe I can come back.
Yeah. Okay, just to wrap it up, if I haven't seen, it's episode 2 already, but if I haven't seen Reyka, why should I go and check it out?
I think you should see it because it's high quality television. It's high quality performances. It's a really great cast. It's a story that's so multi-layered, and it will push you. It will push you in terms of your thinking, what you thought was the way it should. It will challenge you. It will challenge your thinking, I think.
It's also a true reflection of, a lot of the stories are true. Of the cane killings. And I think a lot of people weren't aware that, these things were actually happening in our backyards. So I think it's an important story just to put a mirror up at ourselves to kind of see what's been happening. She is the star of Reyka, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Engelbrecht.
947 Drive with Thando.
Monday to Friday, 3 to 7 p.m.